Hi all. So the UK just had a general election. Labour won by a landslide. Keir Starmer is the new prime minister. As opposed to last election, Labour gained only 2 percentage points. It went from 32% of the popular vote to 34% of the popular vote. But given the Reform Party efforts, it was able to capture over 200 additional seats because Reform UK took a lot of popular votes from the Conservative Party. This illustrates an important point about first past the post systems, formerly known as single member district, simple plurality electoral systems. All you have to do is to win the most votes. You don't have to win a majority, just win more than anyone else and you're in. So what you see here is Labour only marginally improved its total popular vote, but it achieved overwhelming majority in the House of Commons. Now, it's interesting that Keir Starmer this time around did not campaign against Brexit. After Brexit happened, Keir Starmer's position was, it's a bad idea, we have to reverse it, there should be a new referendum, but not this time around. So this is a victory for not just the Labour Party, but for traditional Labour interests, because of course, the whole complaint of those who supported Brexit has always been the borders are too open. It undercuts domestic labor because immigration reduces expenses. Labor becomes cheaper, so it's good for business, bad for labor. So Brexit apparently is safe for the time being. Rishi Sunak, the now former Conservative Prime Minister, is out. He took responsibility, as Prime Ministers generally do in British politics. He said, my responsibility is no longer the Prime Minister. Nigel Farage for Reform UK won a seat to the House of Commons. Overall, for their 14%, which was a lot, I think they did better than expected, but they only won 5 seats in the House of Commons. I think these are the preliminary results. So the reason why Reform struggled to gain more seats is because they were really in competition for the same popular votes with the Conservative Party. The Greens did pretty well, capturing 7% of the popular vote, but I think they only got 1 or 2 seats in the House of Commons. The Scottish Nationalist Party really suffered a great deal. They lost a lot of seats. They have been reduced to a tiny number in the House of Commons. The Plaid Cymru, which is the Welsh Nationalist Party, and Sinn Féin, which is the the Irish Nationalist Party, garnered roughly 1% of the popular vote each. So that was as expected. So on the nationalist side, it is the Scottish nationalists who have really suffered a significant loss. On the British, the greater perspective, the British nationalist side, Reform UK, the right wing of the spectrum, did well. Farage personally did well. The end result is expected. The votes that they got were otherwise would have been Conservative votes. So Conservatives, like I said, are out. We will see. Keir Starmer said, obviously, this is going to be New Britain. We're going to rebuild. It's going to be better. Well, we'll see what happens. He is 61 years old, so he can still be there for a while, given that in today's world, politicians seem to have no date of expiration and they're in office sometimes well into their 70s and 80s and sometimes 90s, like in some countries. I will not name those countries. So these are the results. Again, as expected, but the Reform did a little bit better than expected, and Conservatives worse than expected. Thanks very much.